Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Phoebe.
Okay, can you see my screen?
No, we can see you.
I'm asking for the screen, not me. I want you to see me. let me try something. Maybe in the screen. Yeah. Oh my God. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So today, our topic today will be microscopy, and we have two objectives for today.
The first objective is...
Sorry. Yes. And the second one? Class today.
Define the task.
So let's start by defining what is microscopy. Who can tell me? Yes, Diana Gichimu. What is microscopy?
Yeah, microscopy is the technical field of using microscopes to view samples and objects that cannot be seen with the unaided eye.
Recording in progress. And that is, microscopy is a field, and in microscopy we use microscope to view the objects that we cannot see by our naked eyes. So in microscopy we have an instrument that is used, and that is called a microscope. So we use microscope in microscopy, and there are different types of microscopes that we can use in microscopy. There are 5 types of microscopy. Maureen, please read for us the 5 types of microscopy. Maureen. Maureen is not in class. Priscilla.
Types of microscopes. There are different types of microscopes, and each of these has different, I can see that part, different types of use. Some are suitable for biological applications, where others are used for educational institutions. There are also microscope types that find what is that word? I can't see.
That find application in metallurgy.
Oh, and studying 3-dimensional samples. They include simple microscope, compound microscope, electron microscope, stereo microscope,
and scanning microscope. So those are the different. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, those are the 5 types of microscope that Priscilla has mentioned to us, and we will start by simple microscope. So a simple microscope is a type of microscope that uses a single lens for the magnification of a sample. So in simple microscope, it only has one lens, and the working principle of a simple microscope is that when a sample is placed within the focus of the microscope, a virtual, erect, and magnified image is obtained at the least distance of distinct vision from the eye that is held on the lens. So let's go to the next type of microscope, and we have the compound microscope. Adam Juma. Adam, who will read
Yes.
through? John? Okay, Adam Juma, please take us through the compound microscope.
A compound microscope is the and two optics or ocular lens. Principle of compound microscope. The working principle the sample is first viewed as a primary image in the tube and viewed again in the eyepiece.
Yes, now that is the way. Go to an electron microscope. John, an electron microscope. Electron. Are you guys hearing Joanne? Priscilla? Yeah, okay. Please continue, Joanne. Okay, a high voltage, let me help Joanne. A high voltage current is applied. Are you listening? Are you hearing me?
What has happened?
Oh, my network. I think I have a problem. Maybe just give me a minute.
Karibu nidhani ni mimi nimeguza.
Okay, sorry. Let me now share. I had a problem with my internet. Let me now share. We were in compound microscope. We were in electron microscope, sorry. And Joanne was taking one, please. Continue.
We'll continue from principle. An electron microscope examination is the beam of accelerated electrons. It is a special type of microscope with a high resolution of images, as the images can be magnified in nanometers. The principle of electron microscope, the metal used in an electron microscope is tungsten. A high voltage current is applied, which results in the excitation of the electrons in the form of a continuous stream that is used as a beam of light. The lenses used in the electron microscope are magnetic coils. These magnetic coils are capable of focusing the electron beam on the sample such that the sample gets illuminated. As the flow of current increases, the strength of the magnetic lenses increases. The electron beam flow is designed such that it cannot pass through the glass lens.
Yes, that is all about an electron microscope, and as we can see, it uses electrons and beam of light to illuminate the image. Let's go to the next type of microscope. We have a stereo microscope. Vivian, please take us through.
Stereo microscope is defined as a type of microscope that provides three-dimensional view of a specimen. It is also known as a dissection microscope. In a stereo microscope, there are separate objective lens and eyepiece, such that there are two separate optical parts for each eye.
The principle
of stereo microscope. A stereo microscope works on the reflected light from the sample. Magnification of the microscope takes place at a low power and hence is suitable for magnifying opaque objects. It is suitable for thick and solid sample because it uses light reflected from the sample. The magnification of the stereo microscope is between 20 times and 50 times.
Okay, that is self-explanatory. A stereo microscope is also known as a dissecting microscope, and as Vivian has took us through well, so you will read on your own. Let's go to the fifth microscope, the scanning probe microscope. Priscilla.
Yes.
Please take us through the slide on the screen.
Scanning probe microscope. The scanning scope is defined as the type of microscope that finds application in industries where the examination of specimen is done at the nanoscale levels. The study of a specimen's properties, its reaction time, and its behavior when stimulated can be done with the help of a scanning probe microscope. Principle of scanning probe microscope. The scanning probe microscope has a probe tip that is mounted on the end of a cantilever. The tip is so sharp that it can move precisely and accurately across the surface of the sample, scanning every atom. The tip is placed close to the surface of the sample such that the cantilever experiences a deflection due to forces. This deflection distance is measured by the obtained on the computer.
Yeah, that is all about the scanning probe microscope. So that comes to the end of our lesson today. And today we've learned about microscopy. And we've also seen the 5 different types of microscopes that we have. We have a simple microscope, we have a compound microscope, we have a scanning probe microscope, and also an electron microscope. So that is the end of our lesson today. And I have an assignment for you. Your assignment will be to draw and determine the parts of a compound light microscope to be submitted next week. So that is the end of our lesson today. Any question? Okay, no questions means all of you have understood. Thank you.